Though fighting games have gotten a lot better as a package over the years, there are still some core aspects of them that I think need improving. This is beyond just more tutorials or better netcode. Those things should be a given at this point, even if some of them still mess it up. What I want to talk about are three things: coaching, motivation, and goals. By their competitive nature, fighting games tend to require a lot of intrinsic motivation, and developers should look to foster those feelings. But extrinsic motivation is good too. That helps to not only hook people in, but also help them feel good when they play. When learning anything new, it always feels better having someone there to help you. Not only guide you, but also to help point out what you're doing wrong and what you can do better. This is what a coach is for. And you may think, how could this even work in a fighting game? Well, we actually already have a good example of what this could look like in Tekken 8. Tekken 8 has this punish training feature that tries to point out punish opportunities that you may have missed within replays. This is a very helpful feature because it can help open your eyes to what opportunities you missed during a match. It also has a punish recommendation which helps guide players towards the right answer. Now, this won't necessarily be the best punish or the best decision in that moment, but what this feature does is provide points of reflection to the player. If you lost a match and you have no idea what to do, this feature helps to give the player ideas of what they could have done and what to look for. That goes hand in hand with Replay Takeover, since this lets you immediately practice that option. This is what coaching could look like, especially when learning a new game. Just being told what you did wrong and what you could do to get better goes a long way. I hope to see more fighting games not only adopt these features, but also enhance them and integrate them into our matchmaking pages and training modes. The more seamless the game can show you what you could do to get better, the much better players will feel. When it comes to fighting games, I think most people think that everyone is motivated by improvement. The get good mentality is natural in any competitive game. But there is so much more that motivates players, especially us casuals. With the 2XKO beta out, you can see how that game will be trying to motivate people. Yeah, it's because Riot wants money, we know. But what I think it illustrates, and what the battle passes as of late have illustrated, is that players can also be motivated by rewards. And I don't mean only cosmetics. Anything that makes a player feel rewarded for their time they spent. Provide ways to show off and be proud of the time they spent in the game. I think the best example that 2XKO is providing in this regard is their champion mastery system. By playing a particular champion, you gain specific unlocks for that champion. This is both for your avatar and the character themselves. So when you see someone wearing any of these items, you know it's because they put in the time and effort with that champion. I think Granblue did this at a much better scale with its seemingly mini battle passes for each character. The weapon skins, especially being unique to each character, is great. More than just the cosmetics though, I think challenges for the characters are also a good motivator here. Challenges help to not only guide players to what you could be doing with that character, but they also give you some motivation. Checking off a list of things to do that also yield rewards? That's motivation right there. This motivation is for something, to earn something. That thing you're earning has become a goal, and that's the last thing I want to talk about. I think fighting games should have more goals. The default goal I think many people think of is reaching a particular rank, to get that shiny icon on your account to show that you're good at the game. Definitely an admirable goal to have, but the game should offer more. There kinda already exists a system like this outside the game actually. Achievements. Though they are things that reflect out of the game, I think we need things like achievements within the game. Things that can not only help players explore more of the game, but also simply be a list of things to do. I think there is so much more that developers could do here to help give players more goals. An example we already have in Strive is actually some of the badges. There are badges for playing against other characters. That can help direct players to play in lobbies more and play against those matchups more. And given there's a badge for each character, you suddenly have a bounty list to go after. With these achievements, there needs to be ways in-game to display, appreciate, and gain a sense of accomplishment for completing these objectives. Right now, fighting games don't really embellish or celebrate your wins or achievements as much as they should, I think. That embellishment can become its own goal in a way. Think of how something like Fortnite or Apex makes it a big deal when you win, because it is a big deal. Why aren't our win screens big like that? What if the win screen got more and more bombastic the longer and longer your win streak goes? What if the win streak got more hype if you win 2 rounds back to back rather than back and forth? What if you got an extra special end screen if you win a set? We should have more celebrations for our goals, and more goals overall. By giving more goals and things to strive for within the game, the better the fighting game will feel. It's funny to basically make a video saying, give me more checklists, but it's kind of true. For some reason, it just feels like fighting game developers take a long time to not only learn from their peers, but to put some of their creativity into aspects outside of gameplay. Perhaps it's because teams tend to be smaller or the return on investment isn't the same, who knows. But what I do know is I like feeling rewarded for the time I spend, to have objectives and things to look forward to. And as a casual, I think that's a stronger driving force than we tend to admit.